Good evening, students. Today we are going to see Medical Sociology 2, Unit 5, the topic Healthcare Delivery and Social Policy. Before we are going to see deep about the subject Healthcare Delivery, first we want to know what is healthcare, how it is being started, and how it is being implemented in our country or nation and all over the world. Before we are going to start the subject, first of all we want to know the statement about health and illness which is issued by WHO, World Health Organization. Health, it is a complete state of physical, mental and social well-being and not merely an absence of disease or infirmity. Health is nothing but a complete state in the sense a person who is physically fit but mentally absent means that person is not healthy. The person should physically fit and also he should be in mentally and socially fit. That is then only the person is known as healthy. That is what the WHO is saying. Next, illness. Illness is a state in which a person's physical, emotional, intellectual, social or spiritual functioning is diminished or impaired. Illness. Secondly, we are seeing about illness. What is illness? According to WHO, it is a state in which a person is physical, emotional and intellectual, social or spiritual functioning. All this functioning should not be diminished or impaired. Then only if it is diminished then the person is denoted as a illness person. Next, healthcare delivery. We have been seeing about healthcare delivery. What is its levels? What is the level of healthcare delivery system? In India, we have been following 3 different levels. According to the triangle, 3 different levels. First one is primary healthcare, and secondly secondary healthcare, and at last tertiary healthcare. What is primary healthcare? Primary healthcare is nothing but healthcare that is being provided at the community level, where we have been conducting the for example where we have been conducting the community programs or the some other kind of camps. Those things will all come under the topic of primary healthcare. We have been going towards the community and we have been working with them. That is what the primary healthcare is saying. Healthcare that is providing at the community level. And secondly, secondary healthcare. What it is means providing at the PHC, primary health center, or CHC, community health center, etc. It is nothing but a definite health center is being there at a community where the health care is being given at that particular area only. No other places those health care can be occurred. For example, there is a definite theory for primary health center where there is 30,000 population. For example, if you take some particular area or a village or a tribal area, if the area is been having maximum of 30,000 population means then that particular area is a valid place for carrying out the primary health center. So the secondary health care is being given at those types of areas only. But the primary health center for primary health care, it is not like that. We will be going into the community whatever the strength may be in the particular community. We don't ever bother about the strength of the community. We directly go into the community and do their own needs. But the secondary healthcare is there is a definite theory, that is where there is a certain population, that is where there is a 30,000 population, then at that particular area a secondary healthcare is being applied, that where else a particular PHC can be carried out. That is what secondary healthcare says. And at last, tertiary healthcare, where we can be seen tertiary healthcare means in urban area, mainly in urban area, because Urban area is a where people can live very uh, crowded, and also where the people is more wealthy. In that particular area, the certain kind of hospitals, maybe many kind of hospitals, especially multi-specialized hospitals. And these things will be applied in tertiary healthcare only. If you take this tertiary healthcare in a community level, means it is not that much worthy. For example, uh, in some case, in some point, the multi-speciality hospital is situated in any of the tribal area, means then that particular multi-speciality hospital will not be in that much of use. At the same time, the same multi-speciality hospital is being placed in a well-grown urban area, well-grown metro cities, like that area, means automatically the tertiary healthcare will be in more useful. That is why the healthcare delivery system has been divided into three different levels, three different areas. First area where we have been focusing on the community people, community levels. Secondary where we have been focusing on the rural people, or a certain community with a population of 30,000 or minimum, not that much minimum, limited minimum of that population. PHC and CHC can implemented. And last, tertiary healthcare. These are the three levels of healthcare system. Then Alma Ata International Conference. We have been talking about healthcare delivery and social policy, these things. Why suddenly Alma Ata International Conference had came in between? What is its Alma Ata International? Whenever we talk about healthcare delivery system, the very main thing, or the very major thing that we need to focus on is Alma Ata International Conference, because this international conference is the root cause of the medical facilities that we have been tasting right now. That is what the healthcare delivery system. Mainly in Alma Ata International Conference, what is it? Alma Ata International Conference, when it has been happened, what is their main motto? What is the relationship between Alma Ata International and the healthcare systems right now we have been going on? What is the relationship between these things? Why we need to discuss about this international conference under this topic? Actually, when you see about this Alma Ata International Conference, it was conducted in 1977. World Health Assembly decided to launch a movement called Health for All by 2000. That is why this is the main motto of the Alma Ata International, which was taken in the year 1977. Many national people have been gathered in that conference and decided to launch a movement, or decided to launch a revolution on health. That is, health must be equal for each and every person in a country, or in a state, or in a nation. No, the health should not be divided by the race or gender, or by a class, or by a social well-being. The health should not be divided by under this category. Health should be equal for all the peoples, for in all the nation. So to undergo this movement, this Alma Ata International Conference had been conducted in 1977. Fundamental principle of this concept was equity and equal health status for all the people in all countries. This is to ensure by equitable distribution of health resources. For example, in 1978, the note of Health for All was reaffirmed and marked as a major social goal for every country. In 1977, they have been started this Alma Ata International Conference. By within a year, within 1978, all countries have started to go up under this motto of health for all. All the countries have undertaken this Alma Ata International Conference movement. It was started in the declaration that the best way to achieve HFA, that is health for all, is by providing primary health care. That is, every individual in our country, for example, we talk about our Indian nation itself, every individual in our country, in our India, should definitely get the primary health care. No one should avoid or neglect the primary health care because of their gender or money or any kind of their deformities or so on. So due to that, this Alma Ata International Conference have been introduced the very good movement of health for all by 2000. Why this 2000? Because in 1977, after World War II only, we have been mainly focused on health. Before World War II, not only India, in any nation, they have been not yet did a very big revolution on health. After the World War II, after 1947 only, the very big revolutions on health care system has been emerged. In that cause, this is the root cause, this is the seed of the very big revolution in health system. That is, this is the seed, that is Alma Ata International is being as a seed for giving a very good health care system in all over the world. How the health care system is being there in India? India is a union of 28 states and 7 union territories. States are largely independent in matters relating to the delivery of health care to the people. Each state has developed its own system of health care delivery independent of the central government. The central government responsibility consists of mainly of policy making, planning, guiding assistance, evaluating and coordinating the work of the state health ministry. After implementing this revolution or this movement, what the central government had did means they had started a state health ministry. They had started a health ministry for each and every states. As if we have seen 28 states and 7 union territories, all of them have been started a certain health ministries. In that cause, they can't able to that means they can't able to give a statement in separate. If a state health ministry should give a proper response to any disease or health, means they have to get permission from the central government. Central government means there will be a certain health ministry in central government, central health ministry. What their duties or responsibility means, their main responsibility is to give a policy making. They are the policy makers. And planning means planning for certain disease, how to controlling and what is the root cause, those things they planning. And guiding assistant, how we should be performed for certain diseases. For example, now we can take about this COVID-19 biggest disaster which is being going on right now. The central government is the one authority who is giving the policies, how an individual should react to the disease, how the planning, how an individual should protect themselves from the disease, and guiding assistant, how you should behave in a community. That is called social distance. You should have social distance. Those governing authorities, those policies making, those policies are being made by the central governments only. Our state government can able to assist those central government plans, and they should assist with them. That means if the central government is giving one particular policy, means each and every state under that particular central, each and every state government should follow the policy that is being established by that particular central government. That is the main system of healthcare in India. Right now we have been following off. This is the system image: central, state, and local and peripheral. That is central. We have discussed about what is central healthcare system, and what is state. What a central is saying, the state should follow. The state should convey the same thing what central has said to the local bodies. Under the 55th unit, we are going to focus on second topic: equity in health service. What is this equity in health service? Health equity, what does it means? Health equity means providing care that does not vary in quality because of personal characteristics such as gender, ethnicity, geographic location, and socioeconomic status. There should be no difference, there should be no vary should be found because of this category, that is gender, ethnicity, geographic location, and socioeconomic status in health. A health worker should give a equal care of health for all the people. They should not vary. You have been in this gender, you have been in this ethnicity, your economic status is like this. So a professional healthcare worker should not do so. That is what it is saying, equity, that is equality of health. Reducing health inequities is important because health is the fundamental human rights, and its progressive realization will eliminate inequalities that result from differences in health status, such as disease or disability, in the opportunity to enjoy life and pursue one's life plans. As soon as we have been reducing this health inequality, we can able to build a good and healthy nation. That is what they are saying. Reducing health inequalities is important because health is a fundamental human right, and its progressive realization will eliminate inequalities that results from differences in health status. Inequalities in healthcare. Attempts to reduce health inequality from a major part of recent and current UK health policies. These are largely focused on reducing geographical inequalities in health outcomes and provision, as well as inequalities relating to different groups within a society. We have been talking about inequality. What the healthcare actually, this healthcare policy, before I like to say one important thing. This healthcare delivery system, this healthcare policy, the social policy, right now, who is the policy maker means the WHO, the World Health Organization. They are the one right now having the authority for giving a direction of each and every diseases. Inequalities in healthcare. Attempts to reduce health inequalities from a major part of health policies. They are largely focused on reducing geographical inequalities. That is, you have been that from that area, you have been from this area, like that geographical inequality should not be carried out. According to research, many of the inequalities have been focusing, they are mainly focused on geographical inequalities. That is, நிறைய திங்ஸ் வந்து geographical inequalities தான் it is mainly focusing on. Geographical issues, geographically they are not, it means according to a research, what the research is saying means many of the reports that has been registered for inequality in healthcare means the majority of the complaints have been focusing on the geographical inequalities. Yeah. Health inequalities are endemic in society. Where a person is born influences how long they live. Following publication of a National Health Scheme Plan 2000, the UK government introduced a national target aiming to reduce health inequalities by narrowing the inequalities gap as measured by life expectancy and infant mortality. Measuring health inequalities can be achieved. How we can be achieved measuring health inequalities? Measuring health need, that is measuring demand through health need assessment. See section participatory need assessment. That is what PNA, participatory need assessment, for our needs assessment. We can able to assess the inequality in first section. First thing is PNA, that is participatory need assessment. Second one is measuring a supply and demand, measuring access to healthcare, measuring supply. See section measures of supply and demand. For example, avoidable admission, barriers to admission, waiting list of patients. These are all have been denoted as a inequality. For example, if you see the OPD, some patients have been waiting for a hour. Some people have came and finished their work and went off to home within an hour. So these things have been creating that we have been inequalities. These things have been, we can able to measure, is there any health inequality is there. And thirdly, measuring quality of health care. Is there any quality, is there any low in quality? We can able to analyze the inequality. In simple, inequalities in health can be analyzed in three different ways. First thing is measuring the health need. Second one is assessing to the health care. And third one is quality of health. That is quality of health care. It means first measuring the health need. How we can be measured? That is why the participatory need assessment will be useful. And secondly, measuring access to health care. Is there any avoiding of admission? We need to talk to the particular individual. Is there any avoidance? Is there any barrier to admission? When we have been talking, when a social worker is been talking with them, we can able to measure the any inequality is there in health system. And thirdly, quality of health care. Did you see any difference of quality between any two individuals? For that, principles of evaluation, we need to evaluate the healthcare system that is being given to a two different individual. For example, evaluation is a very good thing that every social worker or every sociologist should carry out. Evaluation, always we need to evaluate any particular every particular things. That is when for example, you have gone to the OPD, you have been talking with one individual, you are getting the information how long they have been waiting, what type of healthcare system they had got, and what is the cost, and their medicine detail from there, and so on. And same thing, you have been getting same information from the person too. Now the social worker should evaluate these two data. Is there any inequalities are there? Is there any healthcare barriers are there between the both two persons? So if a social worker or sociologist have been evaluated like this, means they can able to identify, they can able to measure a quality of healthcare. Then now we have been moving to the first topic, of fifth unit, rising cost. The main reason why I was going from second to first means these two are having a interrelation, because when you see means all the sociology subject, all the social work subject is been always have any one side there will be a interrelation between all the subjects. For example, is there is any social problem, if actually we will be seeing about social problem, nearly there are 21 social problems in your syllabus. When we have been focusing those 21 problems, all the 21 problems have interrelated with each other. When a particular individual is being unemployed, is not being employed, means automatically the whole family unemployed is a one social problem. If any one of the individual have been gone through that social problem, means automatically that family will go into the second social problem of poverty, and that poverty will automatically leads that family to the another social problem such as anti behaving activities, or another social problem called suicide. Like that, every sociology subject have a interrelation with one another. Likewise, in this topic, in this unit of healthcare delivery system, there is a interrelation between rising cost and equity in health services. What is that equality? What is that interrelation means? When you have a equality in health service, means there will be no cost of rising. For example, in simple way I am saying, when one individual is going to one particular hospital for treatment, if he didn't get a good equality of health services, means automatically that individual will neglect that hospital. So like that, if anyone have been neglecting the hospital, means automatically the hospital's motto will be changed to the money cost minded. That is what the rising cost. Whenever we talk about this rising cost, means the Indian healthcare ecosystem is evolving slower than the spiraling medical inflation. This has put to risk the elderly, many of whom don't have health insurance, nor have they put aside money to cater to medical needs. Also, the increasing complexity of healthcare space puts them at a loss to decide the best quality for care. When this cost rising has been emerged, in simple, when we have been discussing about it means at certain point, when whoever the individual, means whoever the person, we will be discussing that எங்கே போனால் நல்ல ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் கிடைக்கும். This is the main reason, this single word is the main reason for rising of cost in healthcare delivery system. Because if one individual has been had a thought that when we go to that particular hospital we can able to sort out this particular issue, health issue, when this mind has been emerged, automatically the cost of that particular issue in that particular hospital will be raised automatically. The main motto, the main moment, the main goal of the Alma Ata Declaration has been spoiled in this word. Because what is their main motto? Their main motto is there should be a equal quality of health for all the people. There, it means not only Karigiri can give you a good health in skin, according to Alma Ata Declaration. Their main motto is every hospital, every organization should give you a good care of every diseases, good care of every health issues. If the system has been emerged means automatically the raising cost will be lowered. As if we have been talking about elderly and raising cost. What it is saying means if a family is having a elderly person, why right now many old age homes has been emerged? The main reason is we can able to every individual can able to take care of their old moms or dads, but at the time of sickness, at the time of any impairments, at the time of illness, who will take care of those persons? Or else it may be a cost, or it may be a man support, whatever it is. That particular question is only the reason for now to develop the old age homes. And also this rising cost only has been a seed or can be a root cause for emerging of medical insurances. Why this medical insurances has been emerged? As if for particular disease or particular for example replacement of limbs, it will cost higher. So if we have medical insurance means we can able to tally that why this raising cost has been emerged, why it is needed. So these things have been lot of things we need to carry out. Healthcare costs have risen drastically in over the past several decades. According to a March 2019 study published in the Journal of American Medical Association, that is JAMA, healthcare spending in US rose nearly $1 trillion between 1996 and 2015. The spending way of medical, meanwhile every nation or every countries have been spending lot of money on health. That is what this JAMA association has been saying. From 1996 to 2015, nearly $1 trillion of money has been spent for the healthcare only. Is there any ways to control the rising cost? Yeah, there is three particular ways to control the rising cost. First one, coordinated plans. Two income couples should coordinate their insurance benefit. It might make sense to optionally out of one plan and choose the family option on another. That is, there must be a coordination between the two individuals in a particular family. If there is any coordination between two of them means automatically this rising cost can be managed by a particular family. Secondly, check off bills. According to a consumer report survey from 2014, 7% of patients found serious error in their hospital bills. This might be look a little funny, but according to a research of consumer report survey in 2014, nearly 7% of patients found serious error. It doesn't mean a small error. There was a serious error in hospital bills. So it may be consist a little amount of rising cost. Use of medical expense deduction. If you incur extraordinary medical expenses in 1 year, you can deduct from your taxable income the medical cost that exceed 10% of your adjusted gross income, AGI. There is a tax exemption. There is a formula that if you have been extraordinary spending money for medical reason means for a year, you can deduct from your taxable income. That is, you can able to deduct the money back from your tax. That is the AGI, that is adjusted gross income. That exists 10% of your adjusted gross income. It means only if you spend 1,000 rupees means you can able to give only 100. Another 900 will automatically credited to your accounts. This is the 3 different way where you can control the rising cost. If you see, means we can able to control the rising cost. We can't able to evacuate, or we can't able to we can able to overcome, but we can't able to eradicate the rising cost because it has been raised. We can't able to we can able to overcome from that. We can able to control those things in these 3 ways. And finally, that's it for right now. Today we have seen healthcare delivery system, equity in health services, how the equality is been there, rising cost, health insurance, and managing of old people. This rising cost has been really put the risk to elderly, many of whom don't have health insurances. That is the main thing in rising cost. And secondly, equity in health services, how the health services should be given equally to all the people, and that's what Alma Ata International Health for All, and what it is, when it has been Alma Ata International, when it is being conference, and what is their main motto, and how the healthcare delivery system has been emerged, and now who have been taking care of that healthcare delivery system, and how a central government and state government and local bodies have been acting towards that particular healthcare delivery system. And we have been seeing these things. In next class we can discuss about distribution of services, and we can get a overview of healthcare delivery and social legislation. It is nothing but what are the social policies had been made in healthcare system, like to control the tuberculosis, to control the any kind of communicable or non-communicable diseases. What is the social legislation has been given. We can discuss about those things in next class. And health ministry in India, evaluation of health policies in India. And with that, I like to conclude by giving a just outline of these things what we have been seen today. Healthcare delivery and social policy, unit 5.